All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic crossword for Thursday, September 26th. And I just realized I have 500 subscribers, and I think it's traditional to do something special when you have a round number like that. So I am appearing in the video for the first time. Well, I think I've appeared in other videos, but first time, I think, intentionally doing the crossword. Anyway, we'll see how this works. It is set today by Imogen, which I believe is the more difficult alias of Vulcan who we had on Monday. So I'm a little fearful, but we'll see how it goes. Get modern gas fitted, taking care of finance agreement. I think fitted could be an anagram indicator. But get modern gas is just 12 letters and we need 14. Care of can be CO if you put that on an envelope. So I think maybe we put CO in addition inside of this, and it's going to be some kind of finance agreement. Trying to think of what the first word might be. To do with finance. No, let's try the downs. Oh, we have another friendly grid. It's been a good week for these grids with the words around the outside. All right, coy at first. Well, maybe that's the letter C, the first letter of coy. As worried well. Well, worried well doesn't seem like a phrase. Oh, but worried might also be an anagram indicator. And coy at is 5 letters, first as, now there's 7. So I think it's going to be an anagram of coy at first as, and it will mean well. Now, is that a well you dig in the ground to get water, or to do something well? I think we might have satisfactorily, no, but maybe satisfactory. Oh, let me get my keyboard. And yeah, I think that looks like the right letters. Oh, well, that's a good one to get. So now our finance agreement would begin with S. Salary, no, there's no Y, and we're going to have 2 G's. Oh, maybe one is going to be, oh, I'm thinking of something mortgage. Second mortgage would be a finance agreement. Yeah, I thought first of an AGE ending, and then I realized, oh, we could pop in the other G. All right, so that's good. Let's try the downs again. Stroke, stomach, then pound. I think it's going to be a word for stroke with a 4-letter word for stomach, which could be the part of the body or it could be the verb to put up with. And then pound can be L. What's stroke again? Is that a medical term, or is it to touch, or a slash in punctuation? Oh, it could be. Yes, it is. And then I thought, oh, what about a swimming stroke? Of course, there's the crawl, and you might get something stuck in your craw. Funny, I always thought craw was your throat, but I guess it's stomach. Well, we'll find out if that's right. Barely awake, every fool avoiding smack. I think it's going to mean barely awake. Barely awake. That would mean mostly sleeping. Every fool. I think we're going to have some maybe phrase for every fool. Avoiding smack. Well, smack is slang for heroin, which can be H. So maybe, yeah, I don't get that. Rob's house, tense, one's taken by police. I think the definition might be robs. Not thinking of a word beginning with M. House is usually H-O. Could be a manse, I think, or a manor. Tense can be T. One's taken. Yeah, maybe T-I-S. Might be tense and ones, and that's inside of police. No. Sort of van. Bands taken to test match. No. What Bill has protecting his mansion. Okay, I think this is a fairly straightforward one. This is more like a Vulcan clue. The most famous Bill, the one that comes up often in the crossword, is Gates. And he may have gates protecting his mansion. All right, good. Surely that's the first G. Paid attention and shone. Some word for paid attention, and then put it with the after the G, and you get something for shone. Oh, glittered. But that would be littered. Oh, listened, of course. Glistened. All that glistens is not gold. All right, back to the crosses. Health, food, question mark. So I think it's a double definition, but maybe a bit of a stretch. Oh, I think if you say your health, it's a toast. Is that right? I think the question mark is indicating, I don't think health on its own is necessarily a toast. All right, well, now that I'm on camera, you're going to see that I pause a lot so that I can cough. So I'm going to do that right now. All right, that's better. Drop bounds in a sort of progression, losing energy. Well, energy is usually E. So I'm thinking a sort of, oh, well, maybe it's simply an anagram of progression. No, that's still too many letters. That's, oh no, maybe it is right. Progress is 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we need to lose 3. Is there a 3-letter word in progression that means energy? And what would be drop pounds? Go something, do something. No. Heedless of others, fairy lives in peace. Well, selfish comes to mind. And we do have an elf. I wonder if the elf is the fairy. Oh, and lives is. If something lives, it is. And peace, we often see quiet. If it's not P, it's going to be SH, telling someone to be quiet. Hush. Is that the same as peace? I don't know about that. Ooh, well, 3 down must be not, barely awake. Oh, I wonder if it's, yeah, not with it. And it's nothing about dropping the H for smack. It actually is being hit as a smack. And so if every fool avoids a smack, then no twit is hit. That's clever. We do have an H now. Robs. Mooches, maybe? Mitches, that means something else. I was skipping school when I was a lad. All right, tourist in India finally got covered in sunscreen. Yeah, I don't know what that's going to be. I slipped into opening, dropping this at the start. Well, not too long ago, I was talking about the letter H and how it should really be pronounced H. I slipped into it, but how would this work? Other than you drop H's, dropping this at the start. I slipped. I think it's the letter I is slipped into a hatch, but you drop the H, so you slip it into atch. That's very convoluted. Oh dear. All right, good to goggle at. No, that's probably a cryptic definition. Multiplication aid ignored by son in a series of lessons. What would a multiplication aid be? Oh, a times table. Yes, so it's funny, you sometimes see this phrasing in the cryptic crossword where it said that the word for a multiplication aid times table is ignored by S for son, whereas I think the more obvious way to say it is the word for multiplication aid ignores the S for son, it drops it, but it seems to be the convention, and I'm sure there's some way of understanding that so it makes sense, but that's beyond my level, I'm afraid. But if you have at school a timetable, it tells you what your series of lessons are. All right, in fine weather, departs a divided country. Is it going to be a divided country? I'm thinking of Sudan. There's obviously South Sudan. And then you would have son departs a. I'm going to put it in, but more out of hope than anything else. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Let's go back to the downs. Already settled before gig, edged to the sides. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe it is a word for already settled, and it's going to begin with pre, because before might be pre. A gig. Oh, and then maybe edged to the sides is just telling us to end in ED. And so what's going to come between the pre and the ED is a word for gig. Well, concert does pre-concerted. Yeah, I know a concerted effort. Confused by that one. All right, I think I'm going to pause and look up the word preconcerted to see the definition. Yes, that's exactly what it means. Settled or arranged in advance. That's a good one to get. Get some last letters. Ooh, are good to goggle at. Ends in N something C. I presume it's going to be NIC. No, I don't get it. All right, record of. I wonder if this is going to be another time word. Passing summertime with cat I carried around. Cat, I think, is probably going to be Tom. Yeah, so, but what is a record beginning TOM? No, I'm not sure about that. Lunch spot, to grab and sup, relaxing. I'm wondering if a lunch spot could be a bistro, and does that grab and sup, and it means relaxing? I don't see how that would work. All right, homeless person, happy in Morecambe for one. I wonder if it's something to do with Eric Morecambe. A homeless person, happy in Morecambe for one. Morecambe Bay? Is there a bay at Morecambe? What's a homeless person? Hobo? Happy too, yeah. No. Facial hair, say, eyes stroke. I wonder if this could be a homophone with the say. But it could also be e.g. Yeah, I wonder if it's e.g. and then maybe I and a word for stroke. But what's a facial hair beginning with e.g. I? Oh, I'm wondering, how about on your, not the first facial hair you think of, but an eyelash. So it is a homophone of I, which is EYE, and a stroke of the whip would be a lash. So I think that's what that one is. All right, fly for one, not caught in loose sheet. Yeah, I don't get that one. What priest may wear in bed half so long? Maybe it's what priest may wear. And then we shorten some other word by half. Maybe it's something for so long, which could be goodbye, cheers. What does a priest wear? Not a habit or a soutane, I think. Surplice. No, I don't get any of those. All right, where did we stop on the acrosses? Contacted, over the way, one's showing deterioration. Well, a way might be a street or a road. Maybe we have R and D. But is that going to mean contacted or going to mean deterioration? Not sure. All right, in pain, nameless compiler, going on leave at last. Yeah, so all of the compilers have a name, a pseudonym. In pain, I think in pain must be the definition. Leave at last might simply be that final E going on. Nameless compiler. No, I don't get it. From within, rocky boat, elegant bird makes land. It could be a land, the name of a country. Yeah, I wonder if rocky boat might be an anagram of boat. And within, the from within, I think if I were reading this correctly, within would have done just as well, but so I must be wrong. Well, maybe it's a word that means from within. No, I don't. Yeah, if it is going to be an anagram of boat around the outside, it could. Bolivia is too short. Could it be T-O? O-B? O-T? No. Make a fuss of something small. Treat comes to mind, but I don't quite see how that would work. All right, another long one. Passed the table and was ignored. I think the straightforward definition is going to probably be was ignored. That's probably going to be the something in the cloud was ignored in the the board maybe. I think something yeah, if you passed the table you went by the board. Board being I think a more archaic name for a table, lives on I think in things like sideboard. And so something that went by the board, I think it just means that passed by without anyone taking action. All right. Now our record ends in E with cat, I carried around. Could it end in ME maybe? For me, for I. Record. Oh, a record of passing might be a tombstone. All right, so how's this working? Tom must be the cat. Oh, summertime is BST, British summertime, and I is the number 1. Funny, we often see the number 1 clued so that we put in an I, but here we have an I so that we can spell out 1. All right. Now, lunch spot ending in a B. Ooh. That doesn't seem likely. Yeah, I can't think of anything for that. Contacted R, deterioration R something S. No. Ooh, Morecambe for 1. Yeah, I don't. What else is Morecambe famous for? Part of a double act? No. Now, what our priest may wear ends in an A. I should know clerical garbs. And here we do have an O, so yeah, I think it might be B. Oh, Botswana. Yes, of course. And in fact, I play Worldle, where you have to recognize the shape of different countries, and I have a video uploaded to YouTube under this channel where I share my mnemonics for the African countries, and for Botswana, if you use your imagination, it looks like a robot and a swan reflected in the water. So that's how I always remember Botswana. So sure enough, an anagram of boat and an elegant bird inside it, and that does make a country. All right, fly for 1. Yeah, I mean, is it? Oh, yeah. So a fly is an example of an insect. Caught, we know from cricket terminology, can be the letter C. So without the letter C, you're left with inset. And an inset in a book might be a loose sheet that is put inside it, I think. Homeless person. Just not getting this. Something baby. No. And this one, contacted. If it is contacted, it probably ends in IED, which would make this bad or bed. Bud, probably not. No, let's go back up to the top. Nothing new here. We already had that H. Rob's house. Yeah, I do think it might end in S if it means Rob's, which means then 15 good to... A good might be the singular of goods, as in something to goggle. Is it some kind of goggles or spectacles? Good to goggle at. No, do not see it. Tourist. Oh, a tourist might be a visitor. That makes sense, but how does the wordplay work? India finally... In India... finally got covered in sunscreen is a visor, and the I for India from the phonetic alphabet, the last letter of got, finally got, is a T. There we go. Ooh, that V should be helpful. Maybe it's I was going to say an anagram of van band, but we need an R. But maybe a sort of van, and the band has taken it. To test match. Well, I'm wondering if it's to do with a match that you strike, and to test it might be some other word for striking, but I don't see it. No. Could it be a sort of van? What? Vanguard or a minivan? No, it's not going to have van in it other than an anagram of. No. All right, I do have some words where the letters are quite limiting. Yeah, I think I'm going to pause and think about what letter can come before the B here. An R, a vowel, M, of course. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me pause and think about that. All right, I looked at it again and I thought, oh, relaxing might be an anagram indicator, but I thought, oh, grab and sup has too many letters, but to grab is 6 plus sup is 9, and it has the S and the B. So then I did it on my little piece of paper. If you can see there, I just wrote the letters in a mess there, and I thought of a gastropub. I think it's something that is only in Britain. I'm not sure other parts of the world have a gastropub, but it would definitely be a lunch spot. All right, so good to goggle at. Oh, I think it might be telegenic. Oh, that's very clever. Because, of course, the goggle box is the television. And also a television series that I think everyone enjoys, Gogglebox. And so if somebody is good to look at on television, they are said to be telegenic. All right, so then if that's right, Oh, maybe it's taken by police. Oh, one is taken by police. Could be a mugshot. Robs is mugs. House is HO. And T is tense. Nice. I like that. All right. Drop pounds in a sort of progression. Losing energy. Oh, yeah. This is the one I thought might be an anagram of progression minus some of its letters. We have a G and an I, but there's no T in progressions. I don't think it's that. But maybe it's some other word like a series, something else for a progression that loses its E. But what? Then the definition would be drop downs. Maybe it's losing energy. Go slower, go. But it definitely has to be go. All right. Now we have that L. Oh, I'm wondering if the test match might be at the oval. Ah, yes, and there is a removal van. So furniture movers, house movers use a removal van. What is the band? It's REM. I was going to say nice to see a modern band, but of course REM have broken up and their heyday was quite a while ago. But anyway, anything that was active in the 21st century is always good to see. Okay. Oh, very clever definition. If you drop pounds, as in pounds weight, maybe it's because you go metric. In a sort of, it's a geometric progression, of course, minus the E for energy. That's clever. All right, the top half is done. Contacted again over the way. Maybe over the way might be over the street. Oh, I wonder if it could be rusting might be showing deterioration. Yeah, but I don't see ruining is not contacted. Yeah, I don't like that. Oh, but I do like a homeless person might be a bag lady. So happy is glad. And sure enough, Morecambe is a bay. Yeah, I think I have heard of Morecambe Bay. All right, so not 100% sure. We are past the 30-minute mark, so I'll do the check this. It is correct. So I'll make a little note that I want to check 21 across. I have my little sheet here of which ones I want to check and how many I got right and how many I got wrong. No, actually, I only count the ones I got wrong. Let's see. In pain. Nameless compiler. Going on leave at last. Nameless. Oh, name can be N. So I wonder if it's the name of a compiler minus N. And then that goes on a word for leave. Oh, no, sorry. Then, yeah, because that goes on the leave at last is the E going on. Which compiler might that be? But I think the definition must still be, pain could be earache, I think. Nameless compiler. Yeah, I'm not very confident about that one. Let's check this. It is right. So another one to check at 15 squared. All right, make a fuss of something else now, beginning with P. Make a fuss. Something small might be a point. Yeah, could it be a point? But how does that make a fuss of? I mean, you might point something out. Make a fuss of. All right, I think I'm going to go to wordplays.com and check how many 5-letter words begin with P and end in T. Well, I went through the first 60-something words they had on wordplays.com, and I didn't see anything better than point, so let's check this. No, it's not. All right, let's reveal it. Ah, I did see petit, and I didn't realize, of course, that is small in French. And I think if you make a fuss, if you have a bit of a strop in British slang, you have a pet. And then I think something might be it. But again, we'll check that at wordplays.com. Make a note of that. All right, do I know what this is? I still think it's going to be what a priest may wear. Oh, bed? Ah, yes, I think bed is going to be a cot. I wonder if so long is tara, and maybe it's only half, and is cotta a priestly garb? Check that one. That seems to be right. Again, we'll check it over on 15 squared. Let's take a look at everything. No empty squares. Check all. That looks grand. All right, let's see what they are saying over on 15 squared today. All right, the blog today is by Peter O. Normal service resumed after yesterday's excursion. Yes, I think that's the way I felt. Yeah, I think I got it done in a reasonable amount of time. Just a couple there, or a few at the end. A bunch of envelopes, an occasional minor looseness, but all in all a diverting solve. All right, I think I did all right with understanding the wordplay until we got to the 20s. So rusting, one, so street plus one, and rung, the past tense of ring, contacted. Well, I think I usually say rang rather than rung, but I'm sure rung is fine. Earache, leave it last, yeah. There was, I think this name has come up before, and I know some of you remember the older compilers, but arachne, minus the N, so nameless was missing the N, so I did work out that part, but I didn't remember arachne. All right, and then 26, yeah, pet it, make a fuss. Oh, yeah, maybe it's making a fuss of a child or a dog. Pet it. I don't know. We'll see if anyone has a different theory in the comments. Let's see, in the downs, I think the only one I didn't fully get was cotta. Yeah. Oh, well, they say half of tata. I thought tata was more, well, no, taz, thanks. I can't keep up with all of the English slang. All right, there's the completed crossword. Reasonably easy, witty, and enjoyable. Had to look up cotta. Bit of a jorum for me. I don't know what that term means, but raised an eyebrow at oval for test. Okay. Well, I got it, so I'm not complaining about it. Not with it. No twit hit. Yeah. But I'm just looking to see if anyone says anything about pet it. But yeah, I think I just was on the wrong lines. But yeah, on that one I got wrong. Anyway, I did enjoy it. Let me know about what you think of seeing my ugly mug in the corner, if it's distracting or not. Anyway, thank you as always for watching, and have a wonderful day.